Good morning everyone, welcome back to the channel. So today we are here in Nigel, Gauteng. We're going to repair a Centurion D5 Evo sliding gate motor that was struck by lightning. We look at the whole system, so we will not just come and fit the new parts and run off. We need to run through everything to make sure everything is 100% so that you don't have any comebacks. So obviously we're going to clean the gate motor. We've just been busy disassembling it. I'm just busy cutting off steel brackets to ensure that we get the gate rail, I don't know if you can see there, up to factory specifications. I'll show you later on in the video what the damage to the parts were, and then you can understand what we do and what we don't do. Right everybody, so what we do is we strip and clean and make sure everything is right. Then we don't have any comebacks. That's it. You can see that the DOS disc is now clean, so now we can replace the cover. This cover houses the manual release knob. What we want to show you is we can see when a gate motor is not putting gear correctly, because what will happen is you get an indentation in the steel bolt, which basically means is that your gate motor is always riding on its clutch, and that's why oil will seep through out of the center pin on your gate motor, that center pin, because it's riding on that ball bearing there. Oil will then seep out onto the DOS disc. Oil will cover your DOS disc holes and your gate motor will malfunction. Right, we're back. We'll come back to the gate just now. So we had to weld in an extra gate guide bracket, spot welded on this side, but on the rear side it's completely welded. The sun is just at a bad angle. Let's see if we can get it in. And then what we need to note is that the steel gate has got pins that slides into brackets that prevents one from lifting the gate off the steel track. So a gate motor does not want to have any obstructions on it. So we had to realign the pin, and then we had to make sure that the gate rail is completely right, that it doesn't force at any point in time. So one needs to have spacing over the pinion. I don't know if you can see in there, but there's some like a correct spacing. And then if we move up here, we have another gate pin locking bracket there. So your gate needs to travel freely at all points during the opening and closing cycle. It should not pinch at any point. There, so it's fully closed. You can see how this gate has moved with time. All of the brackets are much lower compared to what it was when it was built. So that locking pin is now fitting into the center. I'm going to come back. There you can see that the steel gate rail is welded. Going to come back here, then up here. Here you can see that your locking pin obviously guiding in nicely. There's no catching of it, nothing. And then at the back here, we've welded the steel gate rail, positioned the magnet. So only now can we start fitting in the parts into the gate motor and program limits and run everything. So all of the internal electronic parts are new. Because of lightning, we're putting in new parts. We do not put in service exchange boards. Right, stay tuned. Guys, there's a reason why we use the Centurion wireless gate beams on gate systems, and it's simple. If you look at the holders, there's no holes in them, which means it's a completely sealed unit. When the screws are in and they're secured, there's no way of water getting in. And that's unfortunately the problem that we have with the Centurion wireless gate beams, is that water manages to get into the back, and that's the end of the gate beam. And then you need to fit new gate beams. Cool. So guys, when you're doing repairs on Centurion D5 gate motors, make sure that you solder new terminals onto the wires. Just get it closer. And when you replace the controller cards, make sure that you use the new plugs. Don't just pull the plug out and use the existing plug. Use the new plugs that's supplied with it. So before you connect your battery, just make sure that the charging voltage is correct. Anything from 13.56 to 14.4 on a lead acid. If you go to lithium, it's got to be 14.4 to 14.6. So the charging is right on a lead acid battery, so we're good to go. So power is connected. I'm just going to quickly, the gate is not completely closed, nor is it fully open, so it's basically midway. So first things, unscrew the manual release knob anti-clockwise. Okay, pull the gate, and then until it clicks, the controller card says setup compliance ZA, that's fine. Then from here on, and stand back and see how the gate motor runs your gate. So it's obviously on the programming phase. Your gate motor will run slowly, fully closed, fully open, close and open again. Then the gate motor will ask you if the gate is open or closed. The controller card has a function of turbo where you can basically speed up the whole programming process. We don't use that function because it eliminates the small problems that the guys have on installations. So we just let it run through its own cycle. Alright, programming is done. The gate motor controller card will ask you if the gate is open, yes or no. You obviously know that it's open. We can see it. You select it. It's going to tell you what the amperage was to run the gate. Set up complete, press, and then you can go out. That's it. We're done with the repairs on the gate motor. All of the equipment is new. Gate motor has been closed, limits has been set up, and now we're just going to quickly test it a couple of times just to show you guys. Let's quickly have a closer view look on it. So the guide pins are moving nicely into their slots and positions. That's the rear backside one, and then on the front, the lower section, it's also aligned nicely. You can see there, and then the gate guide brackets are all doing well. Alright, let's quickly have a look at the gate motor. We didn't remount it, there was no need to. The installation is worn out a bit, but we rectified all of that. So let's quickly test it, as you can see, and listen to the gate motor. You can see that the gate motor is standing dead still. It's quite a lot of vibration, and that is because the incorrect wheels were used on the gate track. There's nothing that you can do. If there's a vibration, if it starts, it's like a cancer, it just keeps on attacking. That's it. That's what you want, guys. Want your gate motor properly repaired first time round? Give Pottie a call, 083 778 2288 here in Gauteng. This site is here in Nigel, and it's the 2nd December 2024. Watch out for the new website, smartgates.co.za. Exquisite Security is still running. But on the Smartgates, we're just focusing more on the gate motors and what we can do with them. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned. Hope you enjoyed it.